Hey everybody, those of you who know me know I love submarines and I love all kinds of things military and technological. So I saw this hoax yesterday, well I thought it was real at first, that there was a submarine in the Great Lakes. No way. Apparently it was a submarine that traveled somehow all the way up the Great Lakes. That's right. Now, that's how you get up the Great Lakes. Yes, that's pouring into Lake Ontario, but still getting into the Great Lakes is a bit of a pain. Why? Because the Great Lakes are elevated well above sea level and ocean level. So if a submarine was trying to get in from the Atlantic into the Great Lakes, it would have to go up the seaway, which is an elevated set of locks which take a boat up to the level of the Great Lakes. Now, normally you would only do that with, say, a canoe. So there was a few bypasses built. The biggest one was the Great St. Lawrence Seaway, which was built in 1959, but until that was opened, large ships could not really get into the Great Lakes very effectively. And even if they could through the bypasses, they still had to flow along through narrow channels that were built parallel to the St. Lawrence River. Not a very effective way for a submarine to go, especially for the fact that they were so shallow that they could only fit small ships and that a submarine would have to be surfaced all the way down its trip. In 1959, the Great St. Lawrence Seaway was built with giant locks and canals, some of the busiest in the world, and yes, those have locks, which need to be controlled by someone. So unless there was special Nazi forces lifting and getting the submarine through those locks and opening and closing doors behind them, good luck. There was no submarine in Lake Ontario. But let's talk about the submarine itself. The submarine in the picture is actually supposed to be a Nazi sub. Well, how does a Nazi submarine look like? Well, it does not look like this. This is a Soviet November-class sub. This is a Nazi Type 7 or Type 8 submarine like the U1200, which apparently was found. Now, what about the Soviet sub? Could it ever fit into a lake? Well, first, we wouldn't want it in a lake because it's a nuclear submarine. This was actually the Type 627, or Project 627 as the Soviets called them, the November-class sub. Designed to carry torpedoes. Actually, designed to carry big, huge, giant nuclear torpedo. That's right, a single torpedo that could be shot towards the eastern or western seaboard that would blow up and cause a huge tsunami. This torpedo was supposed to be 150 feet in length. And the sub was supposed to carry it. But then the submariner said, nah, that's kind of insane. We are totally not going to do that. And we don't want to go on a suicide mission. So the November class turned into a standard, well, first ever, but a standard nuclear attack submarine, which had regular torpedoes and wasn't that dangerous because it broke down by itself anyway. That's a double hoax. Boats can't get into the Great Lakes, and the picture had a Soviet nuclear submarine. So let's take a look. This is the original picture of K-159. That's the submarine in the picture. Being towed. It was photoshopped to make it look like snow, and that's that same submarine being towed to being scrapped. No sub in the lake.